Welcome back, guys, again to another video. This week we are looking at lesson 3 of the 6 ways to make people like you. And thank you so much for all the support on the website and on the YouTube channel. I am currently in the midst of making this website very special. I have kind of learned a couple new tricks for the WordPress thing, so hopefully this customization is going a lot more cooler, and I'm starting to really organize stuff and add a whole bunch of new stuff, so I'm really excited for that. But let's just jump right into lesson number 3. Once again, these are probably my favorite part of the book, the 6 ways to make people like you. They're very simple, but it's kind of like oh yeah, I can do that. And like I said, anyone can do these, and it can really make an impact on people in your life. So lesson number 3 in the 6 ways to make people like you, what you have to do is you have to remember someone's name. That's it. It's so simple. You just have to remember someone's name. Maybe if you're anything like me, you forget people's names very easily. I think sometimes when I'm meeting new people, I'm so focused on what I'm going to say next that I kind of don't listen when they tell me their name. It kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. But if we can master this simple trick, we will go far. There's sirens outside. So Dale Carnegie talks about this person in Rockland County, and his name was Jim. And he was probably the very best at remembering names. He, at the age of 46, had 4 colleges honor him with degrees, and he was a chairman of the Democratic National Committee. But he never ever actually went to high school. And Dale Carnegie got to interview him, and he asked him, what did he owe his success to? And Jim Farley said that he could call 50,000 people by their first name. 50,000 people. I don't even think I know 5,000 people, let alone I don't think I could remember 500 names. That's insane. You might be asking, how did someone do this? How can you remember 50,000 names? And he had like a couple little tricks that he would do when he met someone. Whenever he met someone, he would ask for their full name and some facts about their family, life, maybe political views, just get to know them. And even if it was a year later, he was able to greet them with their name and even ask questions about how their family was doing, or maybe some of the interests, because he remembered all of that. So that was kind of his little tricks. He would ask about things in their life, and he would associate that with the name, and that would help him remember. And of course, if anyone can remember your name, you instantly take notice, and that's why so many people like this guy. Jim learned early in his life that more people are interested in their name than all the other names on earth put together. And if you really think about that, that's really true. And remembering a name is the best compliment that you could ever give someone. And of course, Dale Carnegie tells so many stories in this book, so it wasn't just Jim who learned this. And another person who knew this was Andrew Carnegie, the Steel King, but he knew very little about the manufacturing of steel, actually. And he even said this himself. He has many hundreds of people working for him that know way more about steel than he ever will. Before he was 10, Carnegie learned this lesson about how important names are. So when he was a boy in Scotland, he got a hold of a mama rabbit, and soon he had a whole nest of little baby bunnies. However, he had so many rabbits and bunnies that he didn't know how to feed them, and he couldn't gather up enough things to feed them. But he had an idea. He told the boys and girls in the neighborhood that if they go out and pull enough clovers and dandelions for him, the rabbits would be named in their honor. And of course, this worked like magic, and Carnegie learned this lesson, that if you want to make people do stuff for you, a good way to do it is to name something in their honor, because they really care about their name. So we use the same psychology in real world, in the business world. An example of that in the business world was Carnegie wanted to sell steel rails to the Pennsylvania Railroad. So he built a huge steel mill in Pennsylvania and named it after the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad. His name was J. Edgar Thomas. So think, when the Pennsylvania Railroad wanted to buy steel, who do you think they came to? And of course, Edgar Thomas Steelworks. And that was it. It was so simple. It was just one name, and he got all the business from them. People are so proud of their names. And when I remember reading this, I thought about this because, I'm in college, and every single building, the science building, the music building, they all have a name attached to them. The auditorium, each one has a name. And all these owe their richest collections to people who cannot bear to think that their names might perish from the memory of the race. That's why every single one of them has a name, because they want to be remembered. And when they're alive, they want to look at it and say, look, that's my building, my name is on that, and they want to tell people that that is my name, and they want their family legacy to live on with that building, so everyone always remembers the name. And Gil Carnegie ends this. He says, we should be aware of the magic contained in a name and realize that this single item is wholly and completely owned by the person with whom we are dealing with and nobody else. And always remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to practice your names. Maybe try the things that Jim did above. Ask about their family, stuff they like, and try to connect those two. I'm definitely going to try to start remembering names now and maybe pay a little bit more attention because it will work, surprisingly. But as always, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you're starting to like the new website. I really encourage you to go over there and check it out. See if you like it. It'll be a link at the end of this video. I'm really starting to organize this and really starting to put it together now that there's more content on it. And I'm really excited for it because it's a portfolio of what I have to say. And I'm really excited for that to always kind of be there for me to look on and just build. But if you want to follow me elsewhere, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, and the YouTube channel, of course. So as always, I won't keep you guys any longer. Your time is important. Make sure to come back for number 4. I can't believe we're already on number 4. We've done this for 3 weeks. We're already halfway done with the 6 ways to make people like you. So in a couple more weeks, you guys will be pros on this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.